Oh my goodness. I didn't even go live on YouTube. Okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Facebook. Sorry. I'm so sorry, YouTube. I thought we were live and I just realized that we didn't even go live on YouTube. I'm sorry about that. All right. So welcome to the Skill Up Show. If you're joining us, if you're catching the replay, my name is Mary Beth. Again, I'm introducing myself. All right. So today we're looking at 7 saving skills that every parent must teach their children. Okay, we must teach our children these skills. Okay, and I believe strongly that just taking money that the children have, however they get the money, taking it and just starting it in the bank doesn't exactly teach them the lessons. Now, is it a bad thing? Not at all. I'm not saying don't save the money for rainy days, don't save the money, don't put it in a trust fund, don't do all of that. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is it is a teachable opportunity. The gift of this money, the fact that the children have this money, is an opportunity for you to teach. And because I'm big on catching teachable moments and getting opportunities to teach, that's why I am saying don't let it go away without you having the children learn from this moment. And that's what we're talking about here today. All right. So I was just saying that it is ironical that we want our children we are preparing our children for when they will be adults, right? And yes, we shield them from a lot of reality that they would meet. You are not raising your children to be children forever. You're raising them to be adults someday, right? You're raising them to be the best versions of themselves. You're raising them to become some kind of adults that can navigate the world effectively, eventually. Now, if this is the goal, if this is what you are doing, then there has to be a level of reality in our everyday life. Our children need to see a level of reality, in our lives. Now, some of us get so engrossed or we get so carried away by the fact that we're raising them to be adults, such that we do not want them to exist until they become adults. We do not want them, we're not raising the children that they are. Right? We're not raising the children that they are to be the best versions of themselves. We are just doing what we have to do today so that when they become adults, they'll find a way of being the best version for themselves. But that's not what parenting is about. Parenting is about you doing the teaching right now, you doing the guiding right now, you doing the supporting right now, you directing the child right now, so that when the child has to take charge of their lives, the children have to take charge of their lives, they are equipped to navigate on their own because of all the support and all that they have acquired or they have learned from you. So I believe that if we are going to raise better children, or we're going to raise children who will excel and children who will navigate the world on their own, then we should start raising children who are aware of the reality. Okay, let them live a real life. Let them live the reality, okay, of today and the reality of the life that we're preparing them for. So, for instance, I think one of the mistakes or one of the things that we do is that we do not teach children from day one to attach money to work. Okay, we do not teach children from day one that work is the product, right? That money or wealth is the product of hard work. We don't teach them that. We don't teach them that money is involved in work is involved in the creation of wealth. So that's why your child can just wake up any day, anytime, and is entitled, because the child does not see the connection between work and money. Now, am I saying that your children should get jobs as soon as they are children? No. I'm saying that in our everyday life, we can make our children, we can build that mindset, and we can have our children live or see the reality that money is planning, money is hard work, and money has got something to do. There's a huge connection between money and work. Okay, so that's part of the mistake that I think we make as parents, and it's something that we need to start correcting right away. All right, so I'm going to jump right into these seven things that you can do, or 7 ways that you can teach saving skills to your children. Now, remember that the Skill Up Show is I need to wear my glasses. So remember that the Skill Up Show is is a short show where we come and we share tips with you. I mean, we share these tips, we help you load your toolbox. Okay, you would have to apply what we have taught you or what we are teaching here and see how it works for your unique dynamics. But because this, we're talking principles, a lot of the times we're talking principles. Okay, if you apply principles, principles always work. Okay, now at some point you may need hand holding, at some point you may need support with your children. When you realize that you do this, that you need this support, don't just ignore it. Don't ignore the fact that you need support. Don't ignore the fact that you don't know what to do. Don't ignore the fact that you are struggling. Always get help. Okay, always get help, because like it or not, parenting is tenor based, right? Like it or not, you don't get a chance to parent one phase of a child's life twice. You cannot parent your 7-year-old, okay, with the needs of a 7-year-old. You can't do it in 2 years. You can't do it again. Now, what you will be doing after your 7-year-old becomes probably 10-year-old, and you have missed a lot of the things, or missed the window period or window opportunity to teach them certain things that you could have taught them at 7. What you will be doing at age 10 is you are going to be repairing. Okay, you're going to be repairing, and usually repair is much more difficult, much more expensive, and then of course much more tedious to do. It takes more connection, okay, sometimes difficult as it is if that connection does not exist already. That's what it takes for you to repair, when you do not position yourself to do the very best that you can do at the appropriate time. So that's why we're doing this with you, okay? Because we understand that a lot of times as parents, we miss the window of opportunity or the sensitive period in the lives of our children between the ages of 0 and 5, where they are supposed to learn a lot of skills easily without stress. Now they go past that stage, and our children have become more conscious. Okay, they are beginning to operate from their consciousness, and it becomes much more difficult for them to learn these things. It has to take more time, more energy, more commitment, and all of that. And of course, it requires a lot of self-motivation. Now, that is the phase that we are trying to help you fill up right now. Okay, we're trying to help you fill up that stage where it is already, I mean, you've missed the window opportunity, okay, or sensitive period. So we're trying to help you feel, because we understand that it's easier. It's much more easier at this phase than it is when they become teenagers and they have become so autonomous and so aware of themselves. And so it becomes much more difficult to unlearn, okay, to unlearn the things they've already learned, okay, and all of that. So that's why we are doing this, okay? So yes, what do you do? Number one, I'm just going to go right into it so that we don't stay here for too long. So number one thing you want to pay attention to is this. Okay, now research has shown that, studies have shown that by the time your child is about 7 years old, your child already has their money blueprint. Okay, they already have their mindset around money. All right, now why is this so? It is so because your child grows up with you, okay, and your child is going to be learning a lot from you. How your child interacts or how your child understands money in the first 7 years of their life is going to be what obtains in your home and what you allow them access to in that home, and I mean the things and the people that you allow your children access to. So yes, your 7-year-old, your child under 10 is going to, I mean, most of what they think about money, most of how they relate to money, most of how they view money is what has been accepted in your home. All right. So if you are a parent that is disorganized, or you are a parent who does not even know how to manage money, if you're a parent that does not demonstrate how to multiply money, okay, if you're a parent who does not even they don't see any organization or any planning or any sense, they don't see anything around your life, right, as a family or as a parent, I mean, as an individual, they don't see any money lesson to learn from. All right, if that doesn't happen, this is how your child is going to start seeing money. Your child is not going to see, if you are a spontaneous parent, okay, you walk into the supermarket and Sorry, and the child is like, I want this. No plan, no nothing. You grab it, you give the child. You are going, and then there's, I mean, these men are carrying stuff around, I mean, during, I mean, in the traffic, right? You are in a hold up or something like that, and they're passing one of those things, and then the next thing you wind down like, come, come, come. Or they're like, oh, can I? You are constantly doing that. What you are doing is you're training your children that you're showing your children that money is what you do as you like with, right? Remember that as parents, we show our children these things. We show them all the stop and buy as you like, walk into the store. If this person cries, you bring the money and you pay, you know, and all of that. But remember that whatever you do around money, whatever you think that you're doing right around money, you're not showing your children this. I hope we know that. You don't show your children how you plan around money. You don't do your monthly budget with your children. You don't do grocery, you know, the grocery lists with your children. You practically do not show them any way to manage money, basically. Okay, you show them no way that you manage money. Okay, remember again that you don't even show them how you make money. A lot of us are not self-employed. A lot of us work in, I mean, we work somewhere. Many of us, okay, work as employees. So basically, your child doesn't even really know how you make money. Your child just knows that you take a bag and you go off. Your child doesn't know how you make money, how you negotiate for that money. Your child doesn't know the work that you put into that money. Remember, your child just knows that you take a bag in the morning and you come back in the evening. You might as well take that bag in the morning and come back in the evening after you have gone on a trip. You might as well take a bag in the morning and go and then come back after you've gone to visit a friend. All right. So yes, we think they assume, okay, we just assume that they know that we go to work. And when we work, we don't play at work. But in reality, remember I said at the beginning, okay, we are raising them without reality. I mean, we're not realistic. Okay, the way we're raising them is not realistic. It does not show them the actual thing that goes on. So it's a lot of what do you call it? It's a lot of assumptions. It's a lot of assumptions, you know, and all of that. So your child doesn't know nothing around how you plan around money, how you interact with money. The only thing that they see is how they want this, you provide it, or on the other extreme is how they ask for everything, and you're like, I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have money. So the mindset is these people go to work, you can work the entire month and you still don't have money. Okay, you can work so hard and you don't have money. All right, so basically your children are looking and they are seeing, oh, people work so hard and they don't ever have money. So when they now sit and they watch videos of celebrities, when they go with you to your weddings, it's the same you that will carry them and drag them to the weddings with you. When they sit down in the weddings and you have your 4-year-old, and all that your 4-year-old can see is one man with 2 bunches or 5 bunches of money, and he's going pa 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 pa. Remember, only 1 hour ago or so, when you left the house, you told this child you don't have money. Okay, the last time they needed to pay for something, you don't have money. The last time they wanted to join the financial course, you don't have money. The last time they needed to join a club in school, you don't have money. Every time, you don't have money, you don't have money, you don't have money. Okay, yet they see you carry your bag every day and you go to work. So how do people work so hard and then you come back looking tired, and then you say to them every time, you are tired and you're working so hard? How do people work so hard and the people never have money? You're distracting me. So why do people work so hard and the people do not have money? All right. So this, remember, it's seed time, right? When you have children, you are programming, you are sowing. All right. So these 2 extremes don't work. Okay. I'm like that. Okay. So these 2 extremes definitely do not work. All right. So you will have to be intentional about the kind of money blueprints that you want your child to have. You will have to be intentional. Sorry, 1 second, please. So you will have to be Okay. All right. I think we're back on YouTube. All right. Awesome. So basically, so these are your two extremes. But hey, unknown to you, these extremes or whatever it is that you are doing with money is helping your child form a mindset around money. So, as I said, this is you only an hour or 2 hours ago. You told your child, I don't have money. Okay, and then you drag them to this wedding where they go, and there's this man with 5 bunches, and the child man is going pa 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 with money and all of that. Okay, the child is confused. How is it that this, we don't have money and this and all of that? And then the next thing, your child is there watching all the Davido and all the Burna Boy and all that. They're watching and listening to their song, plenty money, everything, and all of that. Now, this is it. Sorry, YouTube, we had a bit of an issue with YouTube, but we're back on YouTube now. All right. So eventually, they are here watching all the celebrities, and they watch they listen to the gossip news. They watch all kinds of things online. They hear the story, and they hear how these people play with money, as in practically play with money and all of that. So yes, no wonder all your child is thinking about is how to become like these people. And it's sad that in thinking of how to become like these people, they don't think of it from a place of, oh, the talents that these people have. They don't think of it from a place of, oh, the work that these people put into what they do. They think of it from the place that we see. It's a lot of show on social media. It's a lot of how you dress, how you look, how you hammer, so basically, this is how we have a lot of young people who do not think of money from a place of work. They think of money from a place of play. They think of money from a place of how you hammer. So it's no wonder that when people bring things that are shiny, it's no wonder that when people bring opportunities that are dubious, when people bring opportunities that are dubious, it's no wonder these children want to be a part of it. Because hey, you worked so hard, but you are constantly not having money. These people play so hard, and they are constantly having a lot to throw around. Now, nobody is balancing this mindset. Nobody's having the money conversation with the children. Nobody is trying to create trying to program, okay, the right mindset to the children. And so you leave your children without knowledge. Okay. And a lot of times, another reason why we leave our children without knowledge, or why we don't bother to teach our children about money, is usually because another reason is because we think that we are not qualified to teach our children about money. We think we don't, because we are not rich, or because we don't have all the money that we want, because we don't, we don't have all the money that we want, right? Or all the money that we need, right? So we are not qualified. But that is such a wrong, it's a misconception altogether, right? It's a total misconception. You don't have to have money to learn the principles, of money that you can teach your children. You don't have to have all the money, right, for you to model the right mindset around money. You just need the right knowledge, and then of course you need the right support, and then you need the right knowledge, and you need the right support and the right platform for you to be able to do this with your children. Okay, this is one of the reasons why we launched the Raising a Financially Smart Child, okay, course. That course is to help us work with your children. Help us work with your children to help them build the right money blueprints, to help you begin to step the right mindset to your children around money, so that your children begin to see money from an empowering place, so that your children begin to see money as a thing that they can command. Okay, the children in the mastermind are reading the rules of money this month. Okay, the senior partners are reading the rules of money. Okay, I think the first rule actually says that everybody has a right, as in everybody has an equal right to to creating wealth. What does that first rule say in rules of money?
Money is not discriminatory.
Money is not discriminatory. It does not select. Okay, just put in the work and money will come to you, basically. All right. And hey, it's a different thing. I mean, you're looking at yourself and you're like, I'm putting all the work and all of that. Did you start putting all the work when you were 10? Did you start putting all the work when you were 6? Did you start putting all the work early enough? Okay, so there you are. You didn't parent yourself. Okay, a lot of us are beginning and having to learn about money in our 30s, are having to learn about money, the right mindset around money in our 30s, in our 40s. So yes, you are excused. I mean, because you have not done all the things that these principles say, or because, hey, you are starting right now. It's obvious. I mean, it's that lesson, really. It's a lesson on its own, right? You are a work in progress, and that does not stop you from being able to get someone on the right track from the very beginning. So what am I saying in summary? In summary, what I'm saying is you will have to see your children, or your children will have to see you handle money. Your children will have to see you interact with money. Your children will have to see that ideology or mindset that you have around money through the way you handle money in your home. And that's going to be their first impression about money, and that's what's going to teach them about the whole act of saving money. So yes, as a parent, how can I practicalize this? Is that a question you're asking me right now? Now you can practicalize this by beginning with planning. Okay, as a couple, have conversations around money. Okay, you don't have to bring your children into every bit, but let that be the part of your money conversation that your children can be a part of. Okay, let them see you agree around money. Let them see you create plans about money. Let them see you actually have conversations like, oh, we are at the point where we need, sorry about that, we're at the point where we need an extra source of money. Let them see you work together to achieve extra source of money. Let them see the extra thing that you do, okay, to have streams of income. Let your children see you trying to create wealth. Let your children have conversations with your children about the products that you give, or the services that you give. Have your children come in to see what you do from time to time, even for you who work. Have conversations with your children about the work you do and the process, okay? The process in your work that leads to you earning money. Let your children have these conversations with your children. All right, you need to enroll your children. If you have children between ages 7 and 15, you need to enroll them for the Raising a Financially Smart Child course. We would help you demystify this thing, and then after that, you can take it and run with it on your own. Okay, remember, we do not have any of these programs without having a parent roundtable panel. So we would have a parent roundtable panel at the end of the course, where you will be a part of that panel. You will be in that round circle conversation, and then there you will be learning from experts. Yes, you'll be learning from experts. You will be learning all that you need to take this journey with your children and run with it like a pro. Okay, I've wasted a lot of time, but I needed to get that number one fact. I needed to get that one out of the way so that we know that a lot of what our money blueprint is. So a lot of what our money blueprint is going to come from how our children view us, and how our children, the money blueprints that we are creating for those children. All right. Okay. I don't know. Everybody's trying to reach me. I hope everything is okay. Everything is okay. I hope everything is okay. Everything is okay. Sorry, give me a second at this juncture. Let me see if I have text messages or chats that I need to attend to. Okay, I'm hoping everything is okay. All right then, so that's it. So let's jump to the next one quickly so that we can round up with this, and I can go and see why the whole world is buzzing. All right, so that's it. So that's number one, very key, so that you know that you are a huge part in this whole dynamics, and you see that a lot of what your children are going to learn about money, a lot of how they are going to see money is going to come from you. Very, very key that you see this. All right. Number two is Now, what are the programs or what are the things that you can now put in place for your young children so that your children begin to connect work? Okay, so that your children begin to connect work with money. Okay, wealth. Okay, let's use wealth a lot. Okay, so that your children begin to connect work and wealth. How do you begin to see that? Because you see, this knowledge that we're talking about, knowledge about everything, especially financial knowledge, these things are things that we must introduce from day one, the reality of it. But hey, we're going to introduce it and we're going to dish it in age appropriate ways. So whatever you are introducing to your child, introduce it in a way that your child at that level can understand. So now how can you make your 3-year-old, your 4-year-old, your 6-year-old, how do you make them begin to see money, wealth and work? How can you begin to see that, have them see this? Okay, so there's something we call the points program. Okay, so you can introduce the points program in your home. Now, how do you use the point program? You can use the point program for certain things that are wants. They're not exactly needs, okay? There are things that your children can do without, but these are the things that your children really would like to have, okay? But they can do without these things. For instance, taking your children for pizza. All right. Now, taking your children for pizza, taking your children to a particular kind of park, maybe that really very expensive park and all of that. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to take your children, but you can use, that whole thing as a teachable opportunity. Okay, so you can use it as a teachable opportunity, okay, for you to teach your children this reality, right, that they need to learn early in life. So the point program, you can attach points to things like going to Disney. Okay, going to Disneyland, going to that very expensive park, going to their favorite restaurant that is probably expensive, having a play date with a friend who lives very far and all of that. What do? You can put points to this. So for you to earn for you to earn Disney, for you to earn a trip to Disney, okay, you need to have 30 points in 6 months. You need to have, however it works in your home. Okay, you need to have 30 points. So maybe it's a trip that you have planned for the summer already. Okay, you have planned for the summer, and the children know that, okay, you're going to travel for summer, you're going to Paris for summer, or you're going to Orlando for summer. Okay, now they would really want to go to Disney when they go to this place. I'd be like, however, Disney is not going to happen until Disney is earned. So Disney is going to be earned. Okay, so this is April. Okay, so we still have 2 months to earn Disney. And so we have 50 points. 50 points is what you need to earn Disney. Okay, now you come and then you attach those points to things that are not your children's everyday chore. Chore is a given. We all have our responsibilities at home that we must do. Okay, but however, there are other things like mowing the lawn, there are other things like mowing the lawn, like helping out in the kitchen, or whatever. I don't know what works in your home. Okay, but it's not, you don't use those programs for your chores. Okay, you don't use the chores as chores. But there are other extra things in your home that your children are not necessarily the ones who do these things. Okay, it could be your 10-year-old or 12-year-old who already knows how to iron. Okay, so if your child is going to go out of their way, all right, to iron not just their clothes, but also iron your clothes, okay, they could actually earn Disney points. Okay, so for every time you iron one set of clothes, you earn 10 marks or 10 points. All right, so same thing for your younger children. It's even better for the younger children. So for every time you remember to do a certain thing or you do a certain thing, you earn 5 points, or you earn 10 10 points basically. Okay, so when they earn these points, they can put these points in their bank. So two things you can do: you can actually create 0 points currency. Okay, so you can create the currency together. So that is an opportunity for you to bond. So you sit down and then you create the currency. You create 10 points, 20 points, 5 points, 1 point, and all of that, and then you attach the points to the things, that the extra things that they could use to get points basically. So what are you doing? You do that, and then you have like your agreement. You write out what gets what points, and you can stick that somewhere on the fridge. All right, so now every time they want to get extra points, what do? They just work a little harder. Isn't that what reality is? So every time they need to get extra points, okay, they just need to work harder. So at the end of the day, they will earn Disney, or they will end up not earning Disney. It's as simple as that. So that's why when you say, oh, Disney's not going to happen, they know that it's because Disney was not earned. However, we get to go to the Eiffel Tower. Do you like that? Or we get to go to the Louvre, or we get to go to, take a ride on the Seine River or something. They get to go somewhere else or do something else that is fun, but not that because they didn't earn it. So this way you are introducing, the connection between wealth, between earning, and of course, work, basically. All right, earning and work. You're beginning to introduce that to your children. So the points program is a great way. So when your children earn the points, your children are what? Saving money, right? So when they earn the points, they are saving money, isn't it? So when your children get into creating the grocery list with you, planning all of that, they get to save money, or they get to get the knowledge, of course, about money that will help them learn to save money. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3, you can actually pick out things in your home that you pay commission for. Okay, and the summer is also a good time to do this. Okay, so you can pick out jobs in your home that you call commission worthy jobs. Okay, now even in your home as a parent, you can advertise. Okay, we want to. So teaching financial knowledge is bringing your children to the reality of what finances are. Okay, it's very, very key. That reality is a very important thing, okay? And that's the knowledge where you bring them to the reality of what life is. Not that one that your children are at home and all that happens is they ask for money, you give them money. They ask for money. So all they know that money is the one that uncle gives them and the one they ask you for. So the only reality your children have about money is asking. So that's why they will look at you and they will say to you, you're not my father, you give me the money now, and all of that. All that entitlement. Okay, we're not saying we won't give our children money, but when it gets to the point that there is no connection, or there is nothing that comes from their end, right, for them to have that money, what we're doing is we will gradually raise children who are entitled. All right, so yes, am I saying there's anything wrong to give your children? We will give our children money, but somewhere we will look for a way to, okay, we will provide for their needs and all of that, but somewhere we will look for a way to introduce the reality of how money is earned. The earlier your children know this fact or this reality, the better for you and for them. All right, so that's 2. Number 3, the commission program. Okay, so you can actually from time to time advertise, jobs that are available for commission in your home. Okay, parenting is very intentional, right? Very, very intentional. That is okay. So yes, you would get into this whole scheme. You will get into this whole role playing. You will get into this whole space. Okay, if you are going to be able to teach your children this knowledge that they need. If you're going to be able to really teach them these things and be effective about it, then you will have to get creative and you will have to get you have to do a bit of drama also. Okay, so from time to time, you want to, maybe once in a month, you want to introduce, or you want to put out adverts in the house. Just stick it to the fridge, adverts, and then put two things, okay, two jobs that are available for them to earn commission. All right, so that we're not just thinking, you know how we are, oh, allowance. We can make some sense, or we can, make some learning. Okay, we can make some learning, or get some teachable moments out of the that whole system of paying our children money. All right, or you can make it, okay, basically because you want your children to be able to interact with money. Okay, so you give them a small sum of money that they can use to buy their basic needs, isn't it? Okay, then apart from that, you create this commission jobs, okay, that are where they can earn commissions, basically. Okay, so you create them and then give the children the opportunity to earn from the commission jobs. That's what it is. That way they're able to earn and save money. All right, so that's another way to teach your children how to save money. All right, now, okay, the first one, I already talked about it. The first one is to introduce a small amount of money as pockets. You want to call it pocket money? Okay, so a small amount of money, okay, that is pocket money. And why are you doing this? You're doing this because you want your children to be able to interact with money. There is no lesson. There is no lesson if your children are not interacting with money. Pack all the money and put them inside your piggy bank. Your child is not interacting with that money. Pack all the money and put them in a bank. Your child is not interacting with money because it is not real. Is it like when you earn money, you pack all your money and you dump in the bank and you begin to stroll around and look into the eyes of your neighbors for them to buy you food or for them to give you money for you to do the things that you need? You don't do that. So you can't teach your children that that is real. It's not real. Okay? So this is how we raise children who are entitled, children who are stingy. That's how we raise stingy or self-centered children who get their own and then they hide it and begin to look for other people to leech on. That's the reason that we raise our young ladies, we raise our young girls thinking that their job is to, or it is their place to hide everything and then leech on another person for every bit of their need. Okay, you will meet someone and the person is generous and wants to pay for a lot of things, your needs and all of that. That's fine, but don't raise a child that all her work, okay, all she's looking for is who to attach herself to, okay, and eat off the person because you have taught her to carry her money every time she has it and stash it somewhere or put it in some container, okay, in the name of a piggy bank, okay, while she walks around without anything. If you're going to do that, then you have to do it the right way. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have to teach your children how to interact with money, and that is by having them have money to interact with. So you can actually introduce, okay, so that's number 4. You can actually introduce the pocket money system where you give them a small amount of money that is enough for their basic need. So with that money, you can go grocery shopping with them. You can make them create their own list, okay? So with that money, you're going shopping and you can say, make your list. With that money, you can say to them when you get into the shop, all right, go ahead and do your shopping. I'll be on this aisle. Okay, when you're done, this is the meeting point. We meet here in 30 minutes. That way you allow your children go around, interact with money, go down. Do something for themselves or, navigate on their own without you or you having to make all the decisions or them having to depend on you for everything. All right. Number 5 is teach your children to invest in other people's businesses, okay, especially if they are not doing any business or anything like that yet. I remember when our son started his juice business, okay, the year he started his juice business, they had given them some money in school in his entrepreneur club. Okay, he had been given some money and told to invest it in a business and turn it over and return the capital back to the club. Okay, so he came home with 500 naira to start his business. And so we brainstormed and decided to sell juice. Okay, so that's how he bought his first set of orange juice for 300 naira per basket, and then he bought bottles for 200 naira, and then we used our manual orange juicer to juice the oranges, and he was able to make 2,000 naira sales from that money. Okay, so the next week they went to Entrepreneur Club. Okay, I don't know, a week, yeah, the next week he was able to return his capital, right? So he was able to return the capital back and probably give a feedback to his coach or the teacher, in the club. So he was able to do that, and I think there were other children who didn't do anything with their money, okay, or something like that. So I noticed the next time that week when he came home with, he's not here, I would have asked him. I think it was 500 or 1,000 naira. I can't remember what it was. 500 or 1,000 naira. So he came home with that money, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? How come you have another money? They give you? And he was like, no, 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 they didn't give him. But this one, it was one of his friends. One of the kids. At the time, our son was in I think he was in year 3 or 4, and this person was I know the child was one step. I think he was in year 4 at this time, and this child was a year below him. Okay, the child was a year below him. So what the child had done is the child had given him his money and told him he wanted to invest in his money. So I think at the time, the club was already teaching them about investments and teaching them about the fact that they can actually invest in other people's business, in other businesses that are thriving, and then they get a commission or something like that, or they get shares, right? They can invest and then have shares and all of that. So the boy practically gave him his money and said he was investing so that they can share profit and all of that. So he came home and he's like, okay, it's someone that is investing. So I asked him, what are the terms of this investment and all of that, So I had to call the teacher. I had to call the lady. She wasn't even a teacher in the school. She used to come from outside. So I had to call her, and then I told her, I'm like, okay, this is what happened. Okay, even though I know that this is feasible, this is a part of financial knowledge and all of that. All right, so is it something we should do? Should he accept this? Is it something, a learning point? Should they do that? And she was like, okay, she actually, for now, she wants every of them to learn to invest, to turn over, right, a capital and all of that. So the other child will have to look for something that he can do to turn over that capital. So he had to return the money. So yes, that is possible. So you can have your children, you have a business you're running, and your children have made money. Because you're having these conversations with them, you're teaching them this. They can actually come and say they want to invest. Okay, you have an older child who has a business, you run a business, your child can actually come and say, okay, they want to invest, their savings, or what they have been able to save in their piggy bank, they want to invest it in your business. Okay, it's financial knowledge, and it's something that we can teach our children, all right, to begin to do. And these are the things that we're going to be teaching them in the financial course. Okay, so you need to register your children. You need your children in that course. Number 1. Okay, number 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is number 6. So number 6, you need to help your children understand that money is not just about cash. Okay, it's not just about money, naira, kobo, dollar, pounds, and euro, and all of that. Okay, it's not just about yen and all that. There is much more. Okay, let them understand that wealth is also investing in people. Wealth is also investing in relationships. Wealth is also investing in connection. Building connections. Wealth is also collaborations. So you have to teach your children that saving money, being able to collaborate, will help them save money. Being able to invest in other people will help them, in relationships, will help them save money. So teach them how to connect with people, how to meet people, how to identify people with like minds, how to identify people with like minds, how to identify people who are driven, okay, and how to how to connect with people generally, because you never know in what dealings in life you will have these people, or you will need these people, or these people will need you. Okay, so it is part of saving skill, okay, financial skills, saving skills, for you to teach your children how to invest in relationships, how to invest in people, how to collaborate with people. okay, and how to collaborate in business. Very, very key. All right. So they need to understand that there are other dimensions of finances that is not just naira and kobo. All right. Very important. And then the last one is you need to teach your children all about residual, earnings. You need to teach them about streams of income. You need to teach them, yes, you need to teach them about those things right now. How are you teaching them about these things? Are you going to tell your children you have to go ahead and invest in this scheme and that? No, you're not doing. You don't necessarily have to do that if your children are not of age. But you can teach your children that, hey, you are funny. You're such a funny child. Do you know that you can start a YouTube channel today, okay? As you are 5-year funny you can actually start a YouTube channel when what you're doing, you are leveraging platforms to help your children understand that there is something like making money while you are sleeping. You cannot raise children into this world and you don't teach your children about residue, money or residue earnings. Okay, you can't raise children today that you don't teach your children about streams of income. You can raise children today that you don't teach. How do they call it? Am I calling it the right way even in finances? Okay, you know in economics, right? So you need to teach your children about money that they can make, right? Leveraging platform, technology, and all of that. They are technology natives. So you need to introduce them to, these opportunities. So your funny child doesn't have to do anything if they're not ready. But if you think they are ready and you are ready, your 6-year-old can actually start a platform. Your child loves to draw and he loves to write comics. Your child is literally becoming an illustrator, and your child can actually write comics. How about they write comics and then you put that together and then you put it on Amazon? What is the child doing? The child is not doing anything too serious. But hey, your child, with that, you're building their confidence, you're building their financial muscles, you're building their financial skills, you are teaching them, you are using their skills, you're using what comes easily for them to teach them about financial knowledge. Okay, so they are they're much more than this. Ways that you can teach your children to acknowledge, to interact with money, and to save money. There is more than this, but of course, we don't have the time to teach all of this today. All right, but you need to enroll your child. You need to. It's an advice, really. If you can enroll your child for this financial course, what you will be doing is you will be exposing your children to knowledge that will be worthwhile. Okay, you'll be introducing them to knowledge that is worthwhile, and I promise you, you will be glad that you did. All right, so all you need to do is send us a DM, okay, that you would like to be a part of the financial course. But I think on Facebook, you already have the flyer right there. I'll do a post on YouTube tomorrow. Look out for a post on YouTube tomorrow where you have the flyer for this financial course, and you can actually enroll your child for it, okay, and help them begin to build the right money mindset. If you're catching a replay, let us know if you got value from the session. If you're here and you got value from the session, share with us, okay, that you got value from the session. All right, so by next week, we'll go back to our normal time, 1 p.m., where we have our Skill Up show on Monday. We won't do the night shows anymore after today. All right, so we won't be having Skill Up show at 8 p.m. anymore. We'll go back to our 1 p.m. on Friday. Thank you very much, everyone who made time to be here today. If you caught the replay, let us know if you got value from the session. I promise you that if you're able to take this, apply this, and start running with this, you will do yourself a lot of good, and you would have equipped your child, seriously. But hey, that's not enough. Bring them to the to the financial course, and by the time we're done with them, okay, after those 5 days, your children will be ready for you to build on what we have, the foundation that we have created, right, for them. And then you can build on that and help them be on the way to financial success, because They are empowered and they are knowledgeable. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of the evening. Good night. Bye.